And we've been blessed because we couldn't have chosen better relatives. It's you, Ron.
Okay, I'll say something. Lois, thank you for inviting Ron to your Sadie Hawkins dance for your first date. You made a good choice. You guys created a beautiful marriage and a beautiful family. And Valerie and I are very, very happy you chose to procreate. Cheers! Happy 50th!
I couldn't have dreamed of this wonderful celebration we're having. I asked Dave and Valerie if maybe they could just arrange for us to get together for a celebration dinner with friends and family. And this is what happened. It's amazing. I'm really in awe. We thank you all for coming, first of all, very much. Some of you drove kind of a little distance to get here, so Dave. We do appreciate that. And we treasure your friendship. We feel so fortunate that you all have been part, and still are, part of our lives. It's wonderful that you are in our lives. A special thanks to Dave and Valerie, who made all of this possible.
Hear, hear.
They are both so kind-hearted and generous-spirited. Really, it's just I'm always overwhelmed thinking about their generosity. We do have 3 amazing sons. There are 2 others beside Dave. That we consider amazing. Chris, who's here, and his brother Stephen, who is unable to come because he's with Warrant and they're on the road. But, and we are so blessed with our grandchildren too, Katie and Jeremy. We talk about them, hey Jeremy! We talk about them a lot when we're with our friends in Ohio. And wish we were closer because we'd love to see them more often. Brag about them. So I think our trip across the country was a wonderful experience, despite the fears our family had about us. For some reason, they were worried about us. I don't know why, but we did the trip easily with our little camper. And we are living in our little camper outside of Dave's studio. It's just perfect. It's under a tree for shade and right next to his bathroom in the studio. So we are fortunate we don't have any inconveniences. Another thing we learned, I think, in our travel, our trip across country, at least it made me think, that our marriage is very much like a trip. To me, it is a trip. It is a real trip.
In the 60s.
That's for sure.
There you go.
One pill makes you larger.
It's more a trip than a destination. That's what I'm trying to say. And we find we're still traveling. The marriage is still in progress, which is good. We haven't arrived yet, maybe. Who knows?
Some speed bumps down the road.
50 is pretty good. I'm very pleased. And I'm very humbled and honored that you all are here. And again, that Dave and Valerie made this all possible. One more thing. Here I'm going to get a little preachy, I guess, but in thinking about what has been my, let's say my guiding principle in marriage, I think back on the Serenity Prayer, if some of you know that. God give me the courage to change what I can change, and give me the patience to accept what I cannot, and give me the wisdom to know the difference. So there are times when I would like to make a change, but I can't. I'm still learning.
Okay, my turn. I get the rebuttal. My goodness. How did I get here? 50 years. I understand. Dave, Renee, how does it happen? You just start out and suddenly there you are. I don't know. It's a combination of inertia and commitment and just doing it, just being there. And it's so much fun. You all know the jokes, of course, all the way from Henny Youngman's "Take My Wife, Please." And, you know, the guy that says, well, I'm cursed. I've got this curse on me ever since I said these, somebody said these words over me and I can't get out of it. And the other fellow says, well, what were the words? He says, I now pronounce you man and wife. But that hasn't been the case. And in general, I think it's been a wonderful, wonderful trip, a wonderful, wonderful journey. And every day I'm amazed and amused and surprised by this wonderful woman that I'm associated with. And I don't know why she has me, but it's so great that she does. There's only one thing, just one thing in our marriage that has really bothered me, and I know you're supposed to forgive and forget, and at this time, I'm going to say that after 50 years, I'm going to forgive this. And all you gentlemen, I'm sure, will be amazed when I say what this is, because you realize the extent of my magnanimity. And I'm a very modest fellow. I'm not really bragging. I think one of the things that I'm the most proud about in my personality is my humility. So I'm going to, but you'll be amazed at this when I say that I'm going to forgive you for all those years, because never once in our 50 years of marriage did you ever leave the seat up for me.
Hear, hear!
But really, Lois, 2 years ago, bought this little joking placard, the kind you find at the truck stops and so forth. And it says, I love you more today than I did yesterday, because yesterday you really got on my nerves. So I think you have to go with the punches, to go with the flow, and to forgive and forget. And I gave a sermon some years ago in which I quoted Mendelssohn's Elijah, and where the prophet Elijah does not find God in the whirlwind and in the fire and in the tempest, but in the still small voice. And I likened as an illustration of that, of my marriage. Because there are the ups, the happinesses, and the downs, the disappointments and the sorrows. But beneath that, I find joy. And it's joy that has characterized what I feel in my wedding and in my marriage. Lois, I know we said that our trip out here was going to be our present to each other, but I'm the sentimental type. And I would have felt very bad if I hadn't gotten you something.
Oh. You gave her a bag?
You gave her a bag?
Stand up and see, Lois.
It's a velvet bag.
See what it is?
Oh my. Oh, how beautiful.
I have a bracelet that I'm trying to untangle.
Oh, yes, it's
Thank you very much.
Beautiful.
Can you pass it around?
We don't untangle
She
it.
didn't worry about getting it back. It's beautiful.
Well, it's very pretty. It's beautiful. Thank you.
Pass it on down.